Aloha and welcome to another episode of the savichix Show on Think Tech Hawaii. I'm your host, Chantel Seville. Now today I'm real excited to share my own personal journey with you in an episode all about being healthy and fit while you're pregnant. We've had a lot of requests coming to the studio about how to do this because I'm full term now and I'm still been able to manage to be healthy and fit. So I thought what a perfect opportunity, as this may be one of my last episodes for a little while, if the little one comes soon, to share the journey with you and hopefully inspire you, whether you are pregnant or considering getting pregnant or, one day down the track want to have a baby if you're a young savvy chick watching. So first of all, I'd like to start with the why. Now, why be healthy and fit while pregnant? I mean, there are so many reasons, and the one I want to get out of the way first is you're not eating for two. So when people say, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm eating for two, this little one is very little. She's very little. She's not big my size, so she's not due to eat, your 2,000 or 1,600 calories per day. So that's one of the most important things that I remembered right from the beginning is to eat well and eat healthy, and you don't need to eat a ton extra, and it's not your excuse. So sorry to get that out of the way. So when you are throughout the throughout the pregnancy, the doctors will give you a different indication of how many extra calories you should have a day. And it's really not that many more. It might be like 200 or 300 per day. And again, I'm going to let you know, this is just my experience. I'm not an expert, though I feel like I am a little bit of one just from experiencing it. So please, anything that I do say, consult with your physician or an expert on the matter. But this is my personal experience, and it is just a little bit extra. And I tried to stay on track to doing what was right for me. But the other thing is you're not only staying healthy for yourself during the pregnancy, you're also staying healthy for your baby. So with that, you want to make sure that you're eating the best that you can eat, because if you're not doing what's eating best for you, this is the time in your life that you really need to be healthy. Like, why would you want to not be healthy for this little person you're growing inside? Like, you just want to feed them cake and cookies, but yet not want to look after them? It doesn't make sense. So this is a really, really important opportunity to look after that person inside you and eat the best that you can be, because when they're born, you don't want to feed them sugar syrup. You want to feed them good milk. And so that's another reason. It's for your baby. Another great reason is it keeps you really a lot better in the mindset. Being pregnancy with hormones and everything can be quite challenging. And if you can eat well, as you know, it affects all your emotions, and it does help a lot to keep you clear. And I'm not saying it's perfect, not saying being pregnant's easy, but I definitely can assure you that getting those endorphins from keeping fit and eating well really, really assist in a great way. So be sure to make sure and stay healthy and fit while you're pregnant. Now, the other few reasons are for labor. I mean, the fitter you are, the better your labor is going to be. So it's really important that you stay fit during the pregnancy to make your labor easier. And now, I haven't been through labor yet, so I will get back to you. But that's what they say, and everyone I've spoke to who has been quite fit has had quite a better labor. Not to mention, makes it easier to get your healthy, confident body back after the baby. And it's not about, being perfect. It's just about feeling good about yourself and feeling like you're in your own body and you've not completely lost yourself. So those are a few of my reasons as to why it's important to stay healthy and fit while you're pregnant. Now, I'll take you through my 9-month journey. Just bear with me here, because I've got my little earpiece in, because we're expecting some calls during this episode. So if you are watching, please be sure to call us on 415-871-2474. That's the Think Tech Hawaii hotline. Or tweet us at ThinkTechHI. And you can tweet a question about health, fitness, wellness. There we go. I've got you in my ear, so my production manager can ask the questions as you call in. So I'm very excited to answer some of those questions. Now, to the next part is my 9-month journey. Well, it's actually 10. So the start of the journey is your first trimester, and that basically is 3 months. Those 3 months, let me tell you, were the hardest. When you're not knowing what you're expecting, being my first, I was tired. I was so tired. I felt like a little like being hungover, for those of you adults watching this, most days. So you don't know what you want to eat. Some of the things you used to love, for instance, I loved coffee, didn't want anything to do with it. I would go line up for a coffee at the coffee shop because I thought I wanted one, only to just be so repulsed and turn out of the line not to have coffee. Chicken, love chicken. didn't want to touch it. One week, all I wanted to eat was bread and butter, which I rarely eat because I know with my body, it doesn't respond as well to bread and butter. And, you know, the other thing is not to be too hard on yourself, because I called a friend of mine who's a nutritionist when I was eating just bread and butter every day, sometimes a few times a day. That was my meal. And I said, Justina, I'm eating like sourdough bread and vegan butter all day long. And she said, Chantel, you're eating sourdough bread and vegan butter, and that's a problem. Bread is not so bad when you're eating healthy. So if you are craving these other things, just make good choices about what types of foods you are eating. I wasn't eating potato chips and dip, which, I mean, I don't know. Some people are different when they're pregnant. So if you can try to reach for the healthiest option, that's going to help you a lot. So that was in my first trimester. Now, I also got very, very tired. And as you all know, I'm quite self-motivated and I love exercising and getting out there moving, but it was really challenging for me, to be really honest with you all. So I didn't know how I was going to get through this. And what I did was contacted a personal trainer and just thought if I could get even a couple training sessions just to keep me on track, because I knew if I lost it then, it was going to be a lot harder to get my fitness back down the track. So I ended up doing some semi-private sessions just down the road from where I lived. It was enough to get me up and get me going and keep me training through that first trimester. And that's all I needed, because by second trimester, 13, 14 weeks, I was brand new again. I felt like myself. I wasn't being sick all day. Luckily, I didn't throw up, which a lot of people do, but wasn't being sick, wasn't nearly as tired, didn't feel as emotional. So it was fantastic, and I didn't need the trainer anymore. So that was about from sort of May, and then it ended up in, was it by July, which is second trimester, I went to Canada, visited my family, had a great time, was in Vancouver doing a huge hike. I mean, it's the hike is the Grouse Grind in Vancouver. I think it's nearly 2 hours, really, really high up. No problem. I mean, I wasn't as fast as I usually would be, but still able to achieve that. Then came back to Hawaii, flew to Australia, you know, in between. And these are also some great tips during the journey is when I went and stayed with my grandma, I found a gym nearby and it was $15. I signed up for the week, just enough to move your body, because, and this is why I got the trainer, the consistency is so important. So as soon as you let that go, it's really challenging to get it back. So even if you're just going to the gym or just going for a walk and getting out of bed or off the couch or taking a break, if you're still working, taking a break at lunch hour, it's gonna help you so, so much to stay consistent. And you also feel good about yourself in a sense of accomplishment and achievement by doing that. So that took me up to about the third trimester. In the third trimester, which I'm in now, I'm pretty much done, is I started getting tired again. And even to give you an example, like the other day, I just, you know, didn't really want to move. So what I did is I called a friend or messaged a friend and said, do you have time to chat? Because I knew that would get me motivated to get up and going. Truth be known, she ended up, when I called her, she wasn't there to chat, but I ended up walking with another friend and it just felt great. So if you are feeling challenged, reach out, see if there's anyone else that can exercise with you, walk with you, just help you get moving, and even if it means sort of stretching at the house. But do things that you enjoy, because it's going to be a lot easier to motivate yourself if you enjoy it. As far as exercising throughout the pregnancy, everyone has their different thoughts on it, but I went to the gym, so especially in the second trimester, I was still doing weights, not huge heavy weights, but I was feeling great, you know, really getting my mind into my muscle. Like, see, I still have my muscles left, and I'm due. I could have a baby any day now, which is incredible, and it makes me feel really good about myself. So just a few times a week. I went probably 3 or 4 times a week for about 30 to 45 minutes, because I was also walking as well. So it wasn't just doing the gym. I was quite heavy in the lower abdominum, so I couldn't run as much. Not that I'm a runner anyway. So as again, stick to things that you enjoy. Yeah, so that was a bit of my experience and why I think it's great to be healthy and fit while pregnant, because I still feel like myself. I've got this beautiful bump here with this healthy little baby inside, ready to come out any day now. And it's just an incredible experience to be able to go through. And I know with a lot of new moms, and I'll be one soon, and I'll be able to share that experience when I have it, is that, and I mentioned before, you know, you want to have that sense of confidence in yourself. You don't want to just be a mom, and maybe you do, but I want to be a mom and myself, right? So I think that's why it's really important to keep that sense of pride in yourself and your body, and even just the way I dressed was comfortable but confident. And these are things that help you want to stay active and help you want to stay fit and not want to let go of, if you've been fit all of your life, what you have. And if you're younger and considering having a baby one day, well, it's great to get fit now. It's great to get fit for any reason and to look after yourself and treat your body like a temple, because it'll help you no matter what, no matter what you decide to do in your life. And, having the muscle memory, I put on Instagram, you have to check out my Instagram, but I said, pretty much 9 months pregnant, can't see my toes, but still have some abs, because I actually still have some abdominal muscles right at the top there. And that's just from muscle memory and being, active and fit since I've been young, and listening to your body as well. So I do encourage you to, no matter what stage of life you're at, start to listen to your body, get some expert advice when you can, just to get more intuitive, and then that way it makes it a lot easier to stay on track. And it makes it a lot more fun. And I know that when I eat bad food, I went to a couple parties throughout. Obviously I can't drink, but when I had some food that was a lot really, really sugary, or food that I don't usually eat a lot of, it actually made me feel a lot more like down the next day. I know it sounds crazy, but because when you're quite intuitive with your body, you start feeling and noticing when you're not quite right. So I did notice there was a correlation from when I would eat a lot of bad or sweet or foods that weren't for me, and when I would eat all my healthy food. And I ate tons of fruits during pregnancy. I know they say there's lots of sugar in fruit, but I don't care. So much fruit during pregnancy, and fiber is amazing for you. So these are all some of the tips. I mean, we've got plenty more to come in the second segment, and we'd love for you to call in or tweet any questions you have. And we will see you back soon on the savichix Show on Think Tech Hawaii. Aloha!
Hi, and thanks for watching Think Tech Hawaii. My name is Justine Espiritu, and I host the Hawaii Food and Farmer Series with my co-host Matthew Johnson of Oahu Fresh. Every week, we bring on farmers as well as all the other individuals and organizations that help support a thriving, sustainable food system. In fact, it's interesting to learn what others are doing, so you don't have to be a Hawaii resident or producing food on Hawaii to be featured on the show, like today's guest, Wyatt Bryson of Jewels of the Forest and Mycolab Solutions.
Aloha, thank you. It's been a pleasure being on the show. I love seeing what you guys do, and I really support your mission. And it's really nice being back in Hawaii, and thank you again. It's an honor.
So you can see guests like Wyatt every Thursday at 4 p.m. on Think Tech Hawaii. Thank you.
You're watching Think Tech Hawaii, 25 talk shows by 25 dedicated hosts every week, helping us to explore and understand the issues and events in and affecting our state.
Hello, I'm Marianne Sasaki. Welcome to Think Tech Hawaii, where some of the most interesting conversations in Honolulu go on. I have a